Hey guys, this is Rise, and I'm here with Collar, bringing you the last set of the MSL Group A. If you've been with us so far, which I hope you have been, you've been watching some exciting games, some more than others, but exciting nonetheless. First game that we had was Savior versus Bisu. Savior beat Bisu, moving on to the winner's match where he faced off against Zero in an epic ZVZ, where Savior managed to snag yet another victory and move on to the next group. Very well done by Savior. Bisu, on the other hand, going to the loser's match against Magma, where he just faced off in the fourth set. A very epic game. That was almost a half-hour game and intense the entire time. Magma played pretty well. Gotta say, he didn't do bad by any means. But Bisu, in the end, pulling it out and moving on to the final set, the fifth set versus Zero. So what do you think, Collar? We got a good game here or what?
I think we're going to have a very good game here. Now, I do think, obviously, that Bisu is the favorite going in here. But, you know, like I said, he's been playing a lot. This map is, I believe, Destination. So it's going to be pretty balanced PvZ. We should see a good matchup here. Zero right now is 39%. Zerg versus Protoss, whereas Bisu, of course, is almost double that. He's very beastly. But, you know, recent trends, I think Zero has been doing decently recently. He's about 50% in the last season, ZVP. So, you know, I think he's not the favorite, so I would expect him to go for some kind of cheesier build against Bisu, unless, you know, he plays like last game, like Magma did last game. Magma, even though he is, of course, less experienced than Bisu, decided to play a long game and almost won, actually. You know, for all the people who were watching last video and saying all we did was bash on Magma, and he actually played decently well against the MSL champion, yes, it's true. We're just trying to be funny because Magma is a funny guy. And I'm sure he would appreciate it because he's the kind of guy who, the first time he makes it into a Star League, goes and starts making fun of the best Protosses out there. You know, he goes in and basically is like, Stork is an acorn, Bisu is an acorn, I will destroy Stork, who is the king of acorns. Like, WTF. I mean, what does that even mean? But obviously, he's not very good ZVZ. I mean, he was good ZVP, but his ZVZ performances in the past are horrible, and his game against Zero was pretty bad. I mean, he lost by a decent, significant amount, given that they had mirror builds. So anyway, I mean, forget about Magma. I mean, I heard he is Jaedong, evidently, in practice. He is the new Jaedong in practice. But who cares? If you were good in practice, it doesn't mean anything because, you know, you still got to go out in front of the cameras and you still got to play. And looks like we're going to see a 12 hatch here at the second expansion location for Zero. So briefly, what do you think about that? The whole Magma is good at practice, but, you know, isn't good in the limelight.
Well, I just realized what Magma's critical flaw is. And it is the fact that he picked the acorn of all nuts. I mean, if you've tried to crack an acorn, you would know that it's damn near impossible. You know, it's like the hardest nut to crack. So obviously he set himself up for defeat from the first second there, because you can't crack an acorn without an anvil and a hammer. So really what he should have done was call them all roasted peanuts, previously shelled preferably, and then I think he would have had a chance. But unfortunately for him, he chose an acorn. So in the end, Bisu was an acorn and too hard for him to crack after all. And Magma, you know, again, I'm sure we'll see more of him in the future, and I look forward to it, because honestly, if he is that good in practice, eventually he should come out of his shell, and we should see some epic games from him, I'm sure. But in the meantime, let's get back to this game. It looks like
or he'll just be sweaty hand C.
Oh yeah, that's possible too. It looks like we're going to see a 3-hatch build coming from Zero, if he can ever manage to get that down. And no, Bisu puts a pylon down and says, F you, man, you are not going to put a hatchery there. And he cancels the pylon. But it looks like Zero is committed, and he is not going to cancel his hatchery. And it's probably not going to matter, because he just showed us that he's going for that 5-hatch build by doing that, by the way, considering the fact that he's going to end up building another hatchery in that spot, most definitely. So I'm expecting that 5-hatch build already, and we'll have to see if that's what he goes. We have seen that in the past. I'll be honest, I was hoping for some 9-pool action that we saw Sue fall to, and whoever the other guy was, I can't even remember at this point.
Best God.
Zergbog. Oh, Best God. Best God. So, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, if there is a spectrum for Protosses, Epic Fail, otherwise known as Best God, and Sue, are on the one end, and Bisu, of course, is on the very other end. But anyway, that misplaced hatchery is not going to make a big difference, because obviously we're going to see at least a 4th hatchery, if not a 5th, very soon. And Zero will be fine mining at the right side base over there. Now, the fact of the matter is, actually, he could have actually gone for a 4-hatch build, but we saw gas going there. That would have been actually very exciting to watch, a 4-hatch Hydro Rush. We haven't seen them in quite a while. It's one of my favorite builds, though. You know, works well on the amateur level, I guess, but might not work well on the pro level. Anyway, we are seeing the 4th hatch now at the correct location, and most likely, given his expansions here, it's going to be that Spire Hydro Den build, the Scourge Hydro Den build that we've been seeing pretty much every game so far. ZVP, actually, we've seen that every game. ZVP. Yeah. Except Savior made the great innovation of building a ton of Zerglings before that and crippling Bisu in the first game with you know, his Zerglings.
Yeah, and I think that was a pretty good move. Obviously, it was, if he made it past them and went on to complete the or beat the rest of the players in his round and continue on. But Bisu, you know, in this matchup, considering he hasn't been harassed, I think that he's going to be in a perfect position to really take this game. He's the one player you don't want to succeed in the Bisu build, meaning you don't want him to get both of those, his second Nexus up without being harassed at all, because he's going to make you pay, especially if he manages to get up a third
Could
Nexus.
be going for it. Could be going for Bisu build.
I think we may see this from Bisu. In the meantime, it looks like some Lings are going to go over, and I don't know if he's going to burrow them or what. Really, I think that Burrow has proven to be one of the best Zerg abilities in PvZ lately. It looks like we are going to see a Templar Archives and a Robotics Facility. I wonder if we'll see a Templar DT drop. That would be pretty cool. Corsair out on the field, going to take care of the first Overlord, and then probably proceed to the rest. Spire going to be done in time to throw some Scourges up and deflect that before they can do too much scouting or damage. So, I mean, really, we're just going into another standard or typical as of late PvZ game, and looks like actually a little bit of a Zergling run by from Zero, so he may actually manage to take out that Assimilator, and he's got Speedlings, so it looks like he's going to be able to micro around this pretty well, but no, in fact, he is going to run away, and Bisu not really being disturbed very much there at all after all.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but Zergbong, of all people, actually did that successfully. He on this map, he won against somebody, I forgot who it was, but he managed to beat a Protoss by doing that and actually killing off the Protoss's gas. But anyway, more importantly, we're going to see the Scourge sandwich. No! Messed up on the sandwich. He definitely threw the bottom half of that bun off. You know, he missed with the bottom half of the bun, and that's just not good. And he's just going to scout this base here, so Bisu is not going to go for the Bisu build. He doesn't have enough Corsairs nearly for an actual Bisu build, but he is going to go for that very standard, you know, multi-gateway Templar tech build, and he might go for that 2 Archon rush that we've been seeing him do quite frequently recently, and very daring there with the Corsair. Oh, doesn't micro for a second.
He gives up.
We are seeing some TTs, but this is not Bisu build for those of you who want to be absolutely accurate, because you need a whole hell of a lot of more Corsairs, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be a Bisu Ferry build. That's right. I just mentioned a new build. It's Bisu Ferry. He is going to ferry up some DTs, and he's going to cause some damage.
Awesome, man. He just barely missed those Muta, and it looks like Zero has no idea what he has in store for him. There goes the shuttle right now. It's going to ferry it over. Let's see if he manages to take out any drones. He does sneak him up there. He's going to head into the mid-roll line now. The Overlords are probably going to spot him pretty quickly. 1, 2,
oh, he
3,
notices
4. He does notice, but he
not
manages to get 4 drones. And yeah, he's not Yuck. And in the meantime, he may actually take out that Spire, but no, the Overlords are going to get there in time, so he's going to probably lose that DT, but not before getting out of the vision. And oh, he's going to lose that shuttle! Bisu, what are you doing? You're going to lose your shuttle, man. You're not even moving it. And finally, kind of moving it away. Not really, no. And he's going to lose that completely. And 1 DT left. No, sorry, 2 DTs left. 7 kills on that one right there. The other one going to sneak around and try to distract, maybe make Zero forget that it's there. And he's just going to hang out in the corner for a while and probably go in a little later to do some more harassment, which certainly is a good idea. But, you know, I mean, I guess that paid off, except for the fact that he lost a shuttle. I mean, I can't believe he lost that shuttle.
Yeah, I mean, that is a pretty big loss, although not as big as if it was, say, a Reaver, of course. You know, I'm sorry, I actually said Zergbong won that game. Zergbong never wins games. Obviously, it wasn't Zergbong who won that game on this map. It was Hyuk. Hyuk beat Tempest, I believe it was, to come out of his series 2-0, actually. It was pretty freaking surprising, but he is also in the MSL round of 32. But he actually won on this map by first sniping the simulator, then going for a big Hydra drop. But, you know, obviously... Hyuk also almost hooked himself at the very end by losing every drone he owned, and you know, people were saying he was ahead, so it didn't matter. But it always matters, man. You don't want to lose all your drones, period, no matter how far ahead you are. Anyway, looks like Bisu has 2 Archons at his new expansion there, but I think Zero is just gonna be able to ignore it. Oh! Nice move there by Zero, killing a Corsair with a combination of a Scourge and a Muta blow there. A Muta, you know, volley there. And now he's going to go in the main where he's going to find some cannons. And probably not going to do too much of a harassment. Let's see how he does at the Natural. Natural's got some lots. Only, well, 3 cannons actually is going to be enough against that small group. And with the Corsairs coming up, really this harassment is going to be ineffective. Does not catch anything. Bisu right now in a comfortable position, to be honest. I'm a little bit surprised that... Whoa. Oh, but that is a lot of freaking... I mean, Scourge there, that is a lot of geese flying into your Airbus. And, yeah, wow, those Corsairs all go down. So now Bisu actually is very vulnerable to a Mutas harass. I was going to say, I was surprised that we saw the decision to build Mutas. But, you know, he needs to do damage with the Mutas. Obviously, he can't just have them and not do damage, because they're not a good late-game unit by any means against, you know, mass Archons or anything like that. So he needs to do damage with them. Now he's following up with a lot of speed Overlords and Hydras, maybe for a drop. We'll have to see. He's going to go on the offensive now and try to take out that right side expansion before it you know, gets too many resources.
Dude, is it just me, or is Bisu in a little bit of trouble here? I mean, look at that tech.
I think he is.
The variety of tech that we see. Zero doing a great job of picking off probes, and doing a pretty good job of taking out those Archons, too, or at least bringing them down. And, I mean, there are the Hydras right there, and against, with that many Hydras and Muta, if he takes out those 2 Archons, Bisu's going to be in a lot of trouble here, because those Zealots are just going to get destroyed by the Muta. And now Bisu, a little bit out of position here, a ton of cannons at his expansion. That may actually be enough to deter Zero, but no, it is not. Zero sending in half his forces, completely just deterring Bisu with the rest. Bisu going for a counter. Bisu not going to be effective with the Muta there, though, and he's going to lose his expansion, and oh my god, Bisu is in a ton of trouble. Zero doing a great job here, blocking his ramp. Zero can't get, I mean, Bisu can't get up Zero's ramp. He gets up with a couple of Zealots, but not enough to really do much damage. The Muta clean up everything else. Bisu manages to clean up his expansion, though, so he is going to survive the fight another day, but I think that Zero is doing a great job and may even be a little bit ahead here. We'll have to wait and see, though. It's still a little bit early to tell.
I actually don't think he's that far ahead. I mean, the thing is, Bisu's not fighting as Natural. That was his 3rd there, and you know, Zero has barely got a 4th up there at the upper right. So, I mean, obviously Bisu lost a number of forces there, but it was a good counterattack, and he managed to save that expansion. If it had gone down, I would say it would be different. Oh, Storm going off, not catching too many Mutas though. Mutas are badly wounded at this point. Oh, wow, though, that is some daring micro, and now a counterattack, a big attack from Hydras. So, I don't know where Bisu's High Templar are. If he doesn't have any High Templar, he could lose right now before he manages to get the forces. The Archon goes down. So is Zero going to be able to prevent Bisu from protecting his new base? I think he might be able to. Bisu in a huge amount of trouble. If he loses this, of course, then the game will swing drastically in Zero's favor. It looks like Zero is going to take it out. With those Mutalisks, Zero has managed to stop Bisu from moving out of his base. And my god, can we see an upset here? Can we see Bisu, the winner of the last MSL, losing right in the beginning of this MSL?
Oh my god, look at all the Templar that have been picked off. And Bisu's base! Zero is in a huge lead at this point, and now he's doing a switch to Lurker Tech, which is going to be great to try to get across those ramps, especially if he keeps picking off those High Templars against a mostly Zealot Archon army, although now there's no more Archon, so it's Zealot Goon army, and wow, just look at the forces that Zero has hanging outside of Bisu's base. Bisu with nothing, he's got 1 Templar, and that's it, and oh no, man, Zero is going in for the kill here. He's going to lose all those Muta right away.
Templar.
Okay, where's the storm? Where's the storm?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. Bisu, where's the storm? Oh, there's a storm. Okay, there's a storm, but most of his forces are dead, and lurkers might be the finishing blow. Oh my God, Bisu, I don't think has observers anywhere, and these Hydras going in. There's just a couple of Dragoons, and there's no chance. There's no way Bisu is gonna get knocked out of the MSL in the very, very first round.
Oh, GG!
Coming from Bisu. What has happened?
Oh my God!
What has happened? Bisu is an acorn.
I just banged my head
Oh
on my
my
desk.
God! I think 100 girls have just committed seppuku right now. I am sorry.
Oh
what
no,
happened?
man!
I'm so sorry for all those fangirls.
He can't believe it. He can't believe it. He's in disbelief.
Is he gonna show a facial reaction?
He just did.
Did he just get saviored? I think he showed facial reactions. Bisu actually is doing something with his face. I thought his face was actually permanently damaged by the Botox injections he's received, but it looks like he is capable of showing sadness. Obviously, Bisu, the coolest customer around, and Zero looking a little bit surprised. He managed to beat the great Bisu, and Bisu is out of the MSL. I can't believe that.
Wow.
What do you think about that, Rise?
Well, I first got to start off by saying that Savior has moved on, and Bisu has not. I mean, that in itself is like earth-shattering upset.
I know.
I mean, I can't believe it. And then to finish it off, I mean, really, Bisu was in an all-Zerg group. He practiced only against Zerg. He's best against Zerg, and he lost against 3 Zerg. I mean, oh my God, look at them. They're like, oh. Bisu, you suck. All right, Bisu doesn't suck before all you haters start yelling at me for saying Bisu sucks. But he lost to all Zerg. I can't believe that. Look at him. He can't either. He is still, he's tapping away at his mouse. Yeah, oh my God.
Oh, wow. Man. Look at him. I've never seen Bisu like this ever. Literally ever. And could he be saviored at this point? Could this be Savior's revenge? Montezuma's revenge? Savior.
He's going to have diarrhea all week.
Savior has done to Bisu what Bisu has done to Savior. A little bit of payback, and obviously he had Zero's help in it. Let's go talk about Zero. Zero, I have nothing to say about Zero. He's just boring. He beat Bisu. Good for him. He played really well. Anyway, back to the story. All Bisu needs is Firebat Hero to play him, and that could complete the cycle of getting owned and going in the slump. I don't know, man. That is scary stuff there.
Yeah, Firebat Hero's going to come back and go BCs against Bisu in an epic turtle match. And Bisu is going to cripple himself somehow mentally and not be able to fight anymore. And you know what? I can't believe that Bisu didn't move on. I cannot believe it. The biggest upsetting part of all of this is they were all standard games. No cheese.
I know.
Nothing out of the ordinary. He just got straight up outplayed by 2 Zergs, and they weren't even on super Zerg favored maps. I mean, what more could Bisu have in his favor to go on and get out of that group first? I can't believe it. It just blowing my mind right now.
I know, my head exploded a little bit too. I mean, first off, Savior played excellently in Game 1, but the thing is, Bisu played great in Game 1 too. Savior crippled Bisu with that early Zergling attack. I gotta say, that was what gave Savior the edge. I don't know if he would have been able to win that game without that early attack, because in the mid-game, he wavered. He wasn't as good as Bisu. Bisu killed a lot of his Expos, and Bisu stayed alive with that nice, Protoss ball army for very, very long, even though Bisu was pretty much out of the game. I mean, Savior had 2 good moves, I think. One was that Zergling move, and the other was those big Hydra drops that sniped off Bisu's main Nexus. That was the real nail that killed Bisu in that game. I mean, the Zergling run plus that Hydra snipe. But I mean, looking at Magma versus Bisu, Bisu looked a little shaky against Magma. Magma, might be good in practice, but I don't know, man. I mean, Bisu's vaunted Protoss versus Zerg, where was it this series? I expected him to beat Zero without much trouble at all. I mean, looking at the statistics, Zero, he's a less than 50% ZVP player, and Bisu is supposed to eat those players for life. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, he's supposed to eat those Zergs. Like, mediocre Zerg, I'll just have them after I beat, I don't know, Firebat Hero and Stork. I'll just have mediocre Zerg as my, afternoon tea snack. Yeah, it's his afternoon tea snack. I mean, his breakfast is Firebat Hero, his lunch is Much, his dinner is like Stork. the Zerg is not even like important in that daily schedule of his. But how did he get beaten by Zero? I don't know. I mean, I blame fatigue. I don't know. I blame something. I don't know what I blame. Maybe the mental loss
I
of
can't
beating.
blame fatigue, man. You can't blame fatigue. These guys are pro
Yeah, I
gamers. They
don't
play
know.
60 hours a week. How is 15 minutes of a game gonna really take that
Yeah,
much
that's
out of
true.
him? I mean, his only
Well,
excuse
losing a
is
savior.
the David Goliath.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Losing the savior, maybe that did it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You know, either way, I got to say, we just saw a great round of StarCraft, and although Bisu didn't make it on to the next round, you know, the other players that did, obviously Savior and Zero, I got to say, after playing the games that they did, I expect a lot from them, at least, you know, against other Protoss players. So, at the very least, we have certainly some more exciting games coming up. We're going to see Savior out on the field, playing the field, back from his you know, his sad life on the B team, and maybe he really will start destroying everybody in the lunar year of 2009, as is your theory. I'm not claiming anything about that. So that's all your theory. And you know what? Maybe we got some good games to see from him. So you got anything else to say, or you ready to wrap up?
I'm done. I'm done.
All right.
I'm good.
Cool. Well then, everybody, GG. Thanks for watching. And
GG's. Thanks for watching.
you know, we'll see you in the next group, whatever it is. Peace.